Hey, hey, can you see me?
I can see you.
All right, cool. I got to get Mark's his correct email address to put him on the call. Yeah, so I know he's got 100 different email addresses, so I just sent him a text for him. Yeah. Let me see. Can I find it? Let me see. I may be able to find it from my previous search. Was it S? I can't remember it here. Maybe I took a screenshot of it. See that one? He was saying here. I'll try it. Yeah. He had something different last week. So here, let me see. Let me give him I'll send him the link, and then maybe he can jump on the call. How's your week? Busy. I know. Look, I went back to work 2 weeks ago. I was telling Mark, once school is in, it's like tough to really do these every week, but I enjoy the conversation. So I know, and all of us are running around. Yeah, me too. Me too. And then doing I think he has an appointment. I say he's not responding. He has an appointment. Oh, here we go. He just sent it to me. He has an appointment that he has to get to. So he was saying that, hold on. He was saying that we can just make it a short call. All right, so REAP. All right, sending that invite. So he should get that in a second. And let's see, our visual is good. I mean, live. Oh, hey. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, good. All right, I'm putting my speakers on now, because this audio is going to feed into the YouTube live feature. All right, we all here. Have we named what we're gonna call our conversations?
I was just thinking that. Initially I thought bankrupt Donald Trump show that they'll get some clicks, some attention. We can do whatever you guys want.
Or maybe
I hadn't given it any thought, but I just will.
Yeah, let's try to have by next week. Maybe we can bounce name ideas via text message, and by this time next week we'll have something. That sound good?
Sounds great.
You got it.
All right, Mark,
We're new to this, and we should probably introduce ourselves. I'm Mark, and I'm calling from the East Coast.
All right, and I'm Don. Oh, go ahead.
I'm Dan. I'm calling from the West Coast.
And I'm Don, calling from the South Coast. Is there a coastline down here in the South?
There's a Gulf Coast. Yeah.
We sound like a law firm, Mark, Don, and Dan.
So today, I thought about talking about the ADOS movement. For those who don't know, that's the American Descendants of Slaves movement that kind of popped up over the last several months. It's really been started by a Duke University economist, William Derry, a YouTuber, Yvette Carnell, and a lawyer and YouTuber, Antonio Moore, for the Tone Talks YouTube channel. And the idea was, after looking at William Derry's report called The Color of Wealth, which highlighted the disparities in terms of economic realities for people of color, Black people, other people of color in a number of cities, they said, wow, as far as Black Americans, some call them foundational Black Americans, there's a huge chasm between their resources, their wealth, and whites, and the other groups sit along the spectrum as well. But as far as African Americans go, those were descendants of slavery. One that does not exist as much when you talk about Black people that are from Africa directly. So the ADOS movement was kind of established to highlight that disparity and bring about reparations.
This is always for me a real complex issue because we're directly, my family is directly descendants of slaves. Like my lineage wouldn't be here in this country if not for and I don't even know who that ancestor was. I don't know. I probably need to go try to find out the name or names of my direct ancestor or ancestors that were transplanted or transported. I mean, that is Native American. I don't know what percentage, but there is a portion. And then even to that degree, there's a part that I know is European. And again, I don't know the percentages. What is the service where you can get your, is it ancestors.com?
Ancestors.com is one of them. There's also one called African Ancestors.
All right.
To your direct, village, they
Yeah.
say.
Oh, okay.
Don't know how effective that is.
Yeah.
One cautionary note, though, in any of those, some of them do. This is really scary, kind of sci-fi movie stuff. They claim the rights over the DNA.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
they get into a vial.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take that material. They actually own that DNA. It's basically cloning. Not that they will do that. That's something like a sci-fi movie, but they own your DNA.
Well, I mean, not going on a tangent, but I'm with you because that's one reason I haven't done it, because I know that when, I'm talking about sending my bodily fluid somewhere where I can't, I don't know what's being done with it outside of, an ancestor scan. So, Dan, what's your take on the ADOS movement and just, in this day and age, the political climate, which we talked about last week, and just some of the things that are going on. This is just, it's always a tough topic when we all have to coexist in this country.
I think, first of all, Don, I want to say that your video went out.
Oh, all right. Could you hear me?
I can see the D to your name, but
okay.
The picture's gone.
All right. But you can hear me, though.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, my perspective, I'll take a more historical perspective. And that is, I remember the Curran Commission in my own lifetime. The Curran Commission, I remember in the 90s when Hacker wrote that book, Andrew Hacker wrote Two Nations. Here we are talking about the issue which has been consistent, persistent throughout history. And the two I referenced were white guys, the Curran Commission and Hacker. And there's no doubt that this is real, that this gap, the asset gap and so forth, we know what it can be attributed to.
Mm-hmm.
But just recently, I've been rereading Derek Bell and to see what he was saying in the 90s around the time of Two Nations. And it was interesting because I don't know if you're familiar with the basis of Bog of the Well.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sure you are. So in the book, he talks about anything that would inconvenience, upset, no less cost white Americans is unacceptable and will not be, it's not even a start, it's a non-starter for them, for Black Americans to be even admitted into something, given some access to something. We're not talking about extra, we're just talking about basic civil rights, basic non-discriminatory laws, stuff like that. But if it's an inconvenience even, white people will not accept it. And I'm looking at right now, if the ADOS movement, they're up against a tidal wave where the real reparations are being sought, so to speak, by angry whites.
Right.
Who, in the whole Trump movement is predicated on this, like, what about us? We've been left behind.
Right.
We're at the bottom of the barrel in this country, and they're looking for the government to assert their rights. And now the ADOS movement say, wait a minute, hold on. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is with that, the whole white supremacy movement, the white nationalist movement that's going on right now, a lot of their rhetoric revolves around them not wanting to be replaced. Like, you will not replace us. And then any attempts to get equality on the part of people of color or people who are marginalized for any reason, sexual orientation, things like that, is seen as oppressive to whites.
Yeah.
Equality to any other group is oppression to those who have maintained power for generations.
Yeah. It's to me like, and we talk about wealth and creating wealth. You know, Mark, you visited my home before, and you know, a lot of times our wealth, you know, especially if you're 2 or 3 generations removed from poverty, so to speak. You know, if you just coming out of that, like maybe it's your generation that's moving your family out of poverty, and then you purchase a home around other people who are just like you or have the same background. You know, my neighborhood is somewhat diverse. You know, it's not all black. It's not, you know, all white. There is a little bit of mixture. And, you know, me and my wife sometimes joke when we walk our subdivision how quiet it is relative to where we came from. You know what I'm saying? Like just being able to walk our dog through our neighborhood, right? The reason I bring this up is because over the 12 years we've lived here, we're just now seeing property appreciation, right? We're just now.
You're just seeing what now?
We're just now seeing we're just now seeing our property value increase.
Okay.
12 years later, right? So now, from my standpoint, it becomes, how do I protect that property value? How do I, because being, you know, given my age and where I'm at in my career, that little bit of wealth, right? That little bit of on paper wealth, because, you know, it's not realized till I sell the home, has to be, you know, for retirement, has to be for estate, you know, hopefully leaving something for my kids. So the whole dynamic of creating wealth and living in a neighborhood that's predominantly black, you know, trying to preserve that in this world, it's like inherently there's a stigma with just where we stay. Not alone, you know, not just also with our ethnicity, but where I stand. Any moment where I'm at, the value of my existence is already compromised. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That reminds you of what's right in front of you, some of the law. You know, basically, what you're talking about is manipulation of property values based upon who's there. And you mentioned that your neighborhood is somewhat diverse, but the presence of a significant number of people of color limits the amount of appreciation of your property.
Right.
In some cases, they depreciate.
Right.
And that's manufactured. That's not by mistake.
Yeah.
That's how the system has operated for a long time. So you take yourself and move to an area that is predominantly white, and you're a lone black person there. All of a sudden, your property, you know, is gaining value. Your property, the area that's got more, you know, color, then gains value more slowly, if at all.
Yeah. And you know,
well, I was going to say that Hacker dealt with that back in that book, and he talked about that tipping point of about 6 to 8% in a white community. If a 6 to 8% amount of non-whites move in, and particularly Black Americans, because East Asians obviously are more acceptable, and that's a whole other topic. But then the values begin to be modified in a downward spiral. That's where you get the white flight and so forth. Now, what I would say is that what's interesting from a white perspective on this one, my grandparents, my mother came from poverty in southern Italy, and their generation went into the working class. I was the first to go to college and move up the so-called ladder into the lower middle class. And for Italians who at one time were considered Black, but became white, the essence of the problem is that once, even within the Italian community, when newer immigrants came in, I can remember my parents talking about how they were not Americanized enough in the sense that my parents had become Americanized and they were loud. And their culture was, and I'm saying, Mom, Dad, this is you, you know what I mean? But now that they've become more assimilated, they felt that the home values, one of the reasons we ended up moving, and my family did, was because it was like, oh, all these poor Italians are going to do it. So this is going to, and you can see that today with communities around the country who feel, in white communities now, are under siege, thinking, oh, what are we going to do? Just let the doors open and stuff like that?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's interesting that you summed it up like in a way where this is our country's, this is a notion that our country is kind of built upon, because I go through it with my own people. We know there's like I said, when I'm walking my subdivision, and I see a for sale sign, I'm always concerned about who's going to buy that property, because my childhood neighborhood, I can remember my neighbors having loud parties all night on the weekends, and I would be trying to going to sleep. Maybe I had to work or do whatever, and I'm just thinking like, man, they don't realize that there are people that have to get up in the morning. But that kind of thing affects what we're talking about. I respect the movement. I respect it, but it is also like a dilemma where within our own culture of trying to maintain our own sense of value, and it's like, how do we do both at the same time? Like, we're fighting for legitimacy, but at the same time, how do we internalize our own legitimacy without validation from outside?
You broke up the last little bit. You broke up.
I was just talking about validation, Mark. We've always fought for validation in the eyes of others, but then again, like for me, it's always internal too. It's like two battles, like the battle for external and internal.
Well, see, the way I see it is, as far as myself, and I, just like you, Don, I'm an ADOS. I'm a descendant of American slavery, and I see this kind of reparations movement as being an attempt to make people whole who are not. I mean, there's no mistake why there is that disparity in terms of resources. It's almost like, I think of it, I draw parallels with the education system, and that I've worked in systems that are full of resources and some that are lacking. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to those who are getting into college, it's almost as if college don't take into account this person came from the drive area and less resources. It's all one scale. There's your SAT score, there's your GPA, in high school. Well, it's something called ADOS, right? We're coming from a situation where we worked for generations and got no pay. And then, we're expected to operate and achieve at the same level as those who had money in their pockets. Right? So you can't achieve the same thing coming from zero-sum dollars, just competing with somebody who's got, generational wealth.
Yeah.
So as far as the validation thing, I believe that we can feel better about ourselves if we're in a better economic situation. Yeah. And the request for reparations is not to ask for a handout. It's money that's owed over generations. Think about when you gave back 1619 or 1555 when slavery started. We're talking about generations, hundreds of years of individuals working for free. Yeah. And that money going to provide the foundation for a number of corporations that exist in this country. Yeah. It wouldn't be in existence if it weren't for that free labor. Yeah. So if I go down to a city not far from me, Boston, and I go to the TD Garden to watch a game, that TD Garden money came from slavery. Yeah. That bank was the Fleet Bank, where that was the Brown Brothers Bank. Right. Brown Brothers Bank got its money from slavery. Right. So the very foundation, you got players on a basketball court on a surface that was actually paid for by their ancestors' blood, sweat. And those folks are making money, but the average person have money in their pockets based on the work their ancestors did. That's true. Not to flaunt and those flaws, as they say, but just to be whole. Yeah. What is older than. Yeah. That's where the validation comes from. Yeah. When you can be a player in society, not in the player. active motivator and mover and shaker in the world based upon the resources you've accumulated.
Right.
And those resources are not given to you. When you earn them, then you're at a deficit.
Right.
Well, Mark, there is that standard argument that you've probably heard throughout this whole debate over the years, which is if you think that it would be better or would have been better to be back in Africa, then that option has always been there. We're getting a lot of grief up there. That's what's going on in hotels. Sound stuff. But fundamentally, the thought is for most white Americans, that is an old issue. They're not responsible for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they certainly are not going to pay for it.
Yeah.
If you look at the history of this, there's anything owed to black people. You've got the civil rights, you've got the equality, you've got all the fundamentals in the law and the opportunities are there. You can see it. If you take advantage of it, all those arguments are still out there. And all the other complaints from Harvard, whether it's Ireland or Italy or Russia, they say, hey, we pulled ourselves up, made something of ourselves and so forth. You got the same chances historically, at least in modern history, and you got to still have that chance. If you take advantage of it, things don't want to pay you for the past. It just makes no sense to white America.
Yeah.
Well, the money is still, as I mentioned before, those very organizations, those corporations that benefited from those institutions are still in existence. Aetna Insurance is one of those, CSX, railroad companies, and others. And, they have their existence rooted in free labor. So you might say that the folks who actually did that labor are not here anymore. You might say that nothing's owed to the people who've done that. But, again, the very foundation of those organizations, those corporations, is tied to that free labor.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that free labor, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So I would say at the very least, we can figure out which corporations, which businesses, which states operated their vagrancy laws to get free slave labor via the prisons. We should find a way to get money out of those places. I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But there's a debt that has to be paid.
Yeah, and that's.
I know it's difficult to convince people of that, but you got to figure out a way to do that.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. Is like you said, convincing people that don't necessarily want to be convinced because they're sitting on the perch of privilege, so to speak. So, as long as Mark, you named some of the companies and some of the historical foundation of different things, you almost would have to have like a court case or a criminal proceeding or a civil proceeding. Let me not say criminal because again, that's another buzzword. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I say, I know it's criminal, but I mean, if you were to take the ADOS movement to its highest level, and you're trying to argue a point with one side that doesn't, no matter how valid your argument is, no matter how obvious it is to you, they don't necessarily want to see it that way. Because I think Dan summed it up early in the conversation, and then when he just spoke about how there are people that feel as though they're living in modern times. So of course they don't want to reference the past, but not acknowledging the fact that where they are right now is a direct byproduct of the things that we're talking about. So it's it's a dilemma and problematic. Go ahead.
We can talk about just last week, France decided they were going to pay money to families of individuals, not individuals who were involved, but families, the descendants of individuals who were involved in the Holocaust. Right? Those individuals whose families were taken on trains out of France into concentration camps are getting payments.
Yeah.
$400,000 each. These are not just the individuals that they happen to exist who were a part of that, but they're descendants. Right? So we need not be still in that era. We need not have individuals who were around during that time be present. But they mentioned that the reason why they're giving money to their descendants because they're standing in the shoes of those who came before them who are disadvantaged in many ways. So if they can find a way to do that for them, they can find a way to find other money for other groups, then certainly, we can find money for us.
Yeah.
And when we talk about, critical mass, buying into this, I think the argument becomes more attractive to those who initially were reluctant to do it once they realize the demographic shift. And there's this fear of what's going to happen when those brown folks outnumber the white folks. They don't need to get being and give them money, so we're not seen as the enemy anymore in their eyes. Yes.
I'm going to give you two responses there. One, the French example that you just came up with would you right into and translate right into the Trump movement in terms of whites who feel that somehow they have been left behind. They are due. Their time is here. Their lack of jobs, opportunity, and so forth, they feel entitled, and the government needs to look after them first. And that would be historically consistent with what usually happens in this country. And as far as the second piece, and now you see this right, I lost Mark.
Okay.
Give me that,
There's two of us being lost. No, the fact that people who are getting competition. Okay, you have it?
No, I almost got
The
it.
competition are actually standing in the shoes of their ancestors, right? There's a wrong was done to their ancestors. Now their children, grandchildren are going to receive compensation based on them being, harmed, killed, or even disadvantaged in the slightest. So I don't know. It depends on the individual, but France sees it fit to pay them. So if they didn't be paid, and they weren't around at the time of their injury, the family's injury, then people who were not around during slavery can still be compensated for their family's injury.
But those are whites, right? They're paying fellow whites.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. That
I got
you've got to move.
The Germans wouldn't see it that way, though. The Germans wouldn't see it that the Nazi German, even the Nazi German didn't call them whites, right?
Well, now that they're officially white again in Germany, right?
Right.
That is past. It's like I can see why they would feel like they're fellow Frenchmen. They're standing in this and so forth, and they did wrong by some of those fellow whites. But it's all again about whether or not you can relate to the history of the whites who would say, hey, look, back in the slavery days, most Southern whites were living in poverty, right? And the enslaved population had room and board. Now, they also got civilized in a way that enabled them to advance to the point where they could then become Americanized in a way that would make them more amenable to America. So their poverty, the poverty of white America in the South, has been long overlooked. That whole white.
And to those folks, I would say that those poor whites at least had ownership over their body, and to the idea that they could have recourse should someone harm their body.
But I get what Dan is saying, like that, like he's just expressing what the argument is from the counter argument. Yeah.
I know that. We played this game a number of times.
Yeah.
Back and forth. So I explained, he's speaking for them. That's not his view.
But I would add this, that when I did those interviews, I ran interviews with students who had the opportunity to interview other fellow students or interview their parents. There was a question on that interview for parents, for the adults, about what their thoughts would be about a non-white America. In other words, this transformation that's going to take place in apparently the next several decades. What do they think about that? And there's one word that stood out. And if you can't come up with this word, then
Fear.
you got it. That is absolutely the case. Now, what are they afraid of? Well, they're not afraid so much of reparations. That's like down the
They're afraid of payback.
Oh my God. If the worst thing that came about give some payout, right? That would be probably acceptable. What do you think they fear more than anything?
No, retribution. Like that they don't be treated the way they've treated people of color for all these generations.
There you go. Now, imagine what's going on in their minds now. That we're on the doorstep, perhaps, of that day coming.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the backlash in the country right now, the fear that they have, and I'm not saying, look, these were people who were liberals, living in a liberal suburban community in the Northeast, who probably voted Hillary clearly, who voted Democrat, and so forth. But they had in their minds, and by the way, they were the ones who would tell me that they did not want. They wanted this information kept confidential. Okay, I was able to publish lots of things, but the adults were the ones who, if they were going to be honest on this, they did not want this out there.
Right.
Okay, so when I saw that, it really caught my attention. They're afraid of getting the retribution for which they don't believe they were responsible for.
Right.
In other words, I did not do this. I'm a supporter. I voted Democrat, so forth and so on. But when this day comes, who's going to know that?
Right.
And we're going to get, if we get payback.
Right.
This is the part that a lot of white Americans doesn't want to accept, that they did such horrible things. But when they do think about it, it's like, oh my God, what if they treat us the way we treat them?
Right.
But see, subconsciously, there's this understanding that they're complicit in many ways, right? I mean, they understand that their silence, in moments of challenge, when they witness people being mistreated, is complicity. And whether they know it at the time or not, they can, I think, reflect on, wow, in many ways, I have been in some ways responsible for these folks being second-class citizens.
Right.
And I'm sure they're waiting for the opportunity to make me that. And that's probably not the case,
Right.
but that's how they're thinking.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting that. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
Okay. No, you want to go ahead, Don. I got something else.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead and say it.
Well, one of the recent books I read, something about no winners or something. The only winners in this country, and I can't say his name. The guy who wrote it can't pronounce it. But at any rate, his point is about what we just said is that the whites who do today say engage in causes like, oh yeah, I'm in favor of reparations. I think we should do more here and that sort of. Or companies that are promoting that they are all on top of diversity. They believe in doing the right thing, and to be called racist would be one of the worst things for their company, and so forth and so on. Mm-hmm. That basically what they hit upon is that this is a moneymaker. If you promote that you believe in diversity, you promote that you believe in all those wonderful values and so forth,
right,
you can increase your bottom line.
Mm.
And you have black patronage.
Pardon?
You have black patronage. All of a sudden, black folks are supporting your company. People are supporting your company or whatever.
And white people feel good about supporting your company.
Right,
They want to keep their stock in your company. And there's real money to be made by doing this. And you get the benefit of people thinking you're cool, you're woke, you're all this sort of stuff. When bottom line, it's just another corporate way of increasing the bottom line.
Man,
it's Nike with Kaepernick at the same time having like slave sweatshops making their garments, right?
Yeah. You know what's interesting is, man, this is Mark, I'm glad you picked this topic because of the complexity. And I know, each one of us have to get on with our Saturdays, but there's a couple things. I know you guys, your final thoughts, but I also was thinking as I was listening, like, where is the best place for these type of grievances? Like, do we take this, does ADOS take this to Congress? Do we have hearings? Does somebody file lawsuits? Like, how does, like, this forum that we're having here, this is just, three guys on the internet, but how's the case presented? Not necessarily just for the reparations aspect, but just like in this forum where we're discussing these different things and moving forward, like what do you envision for ADOS? Mark, you go first, and then Dan, you wrap us.
Well, certainly, a case can be made, but I think at this point it's more or less trying to gather, galvanize people who are like-minded, right? Because if you present a case before Congress or present a case before a group that's not sympathetic to it, it's going to be shot down immediately. So the point now is to inform people about the movement, inform them about the wealth inequality, disparity, and that's what the whole Color of Wealth publications. You can go find that on the internet, Color of Wealth, in a number of cities, Boston, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Atlanta, etc., and see for yourself a chart to break down the disparity in terms of economic realities. You have to create a groundswell for this movement to get started, and it begins with informing people. So you inform people first. It might take 10, 15 years to get a critical mass of people who will be sympathetic to this cause, and then you take it to Congress.
Right.
I'll be an old man in 15 years, but it's going to take time for it to happen. And to do it prematurely means, the immediate death of the movement.
Gotcha.
And I would throw out there that it's correct that there's a 90% of the American people agree with universal background checks on guns, and yet Congress looks like nothing's going to happen there, and you got to have a president who's going to sign a bill like that, et cetera, et cetera. That it's going to take a much greater groundswell, much greater to even begin to consider reparations. I can't even imagine in my lifetime that it will gain the least bit of traction, given that white America right now, and they are still in control. Whites are still supreme, although they see some horizons that suggest it may not last forever. The last thing they will do right now is do anything that promotes the idea that they are looking primarily to enhance the Black community in terms of access to economic means and greater upward mobility and so forth. Will be some movement, yes, but certainly you're seeing that they're also paying real close attention to winning over those working class whites who they lost back in the 80s and getting them off of the Republican agenda and back with the Democrats. And that means satisfying, and that's why you're seeing a movement that is incorporating that white fear and white anger, because the thought is that we have to bring them in as well. And that doesn't bode well for something like
Yeah. All right. And on that note, gentlemen, we'll try this again next week. We'll the people that maybe either watch live or see this later on, we'll have a topic. You guys, you can hit the YouTube channel if you have a topic in mind you'd like to hear. But gentlemen, I'm going to hit share, send you guys a link if you want to look at this and just check the audio quality. But until next week, we're gone.
So next time, guys.
All right. Nice combo.